butter up my sweet friendship soap. This soap is for Elizabeth. I'm going to be making it today. Elizabeth makes soap, and she has a little shop called A Breath of French Air. So we're doing a little swap, and I don't know if you've seen some of the other soapers have done it too. Some other soapers are paired up from our little group, and we're doing little soap swaps with each other, making a soap for the other soap maker. So first, what you see me here doing is I'm making the scent blend. Elizabeth really likes citrus scents, so what I've made for her is a custom blend, a new scent. I used lemongrass essential oil, green tea fragrance, honeysuckle fragrance, lime essential oil, rosewood essential oil, bergamot essential oil, and tangerine essential oil. You'll notice that I've mixed them in this little yeast container. I like to repurpose and recycle and reuse my yeast containers for making bread. I clean them out, and they're amber glass, so they're the perfect thing to mix your scent blends in if you make a lot of bread and you happen to have a bunch of these. So after I've mixed it, I allowed it to sit and marry with each other and blend well overnight. So this was done 24 hours before making the soap. So now I'm measuring my oils. Oils are measured by weight, and this recipe is 8 ounces of organic palm oil, 8 ounces of organic coconut oil, 8 ounces of organic extra virgin olive oil, 8 ounces of organic soybean oil, and 1 ounce of castor oil. Castor oil in a small quantity just gives a bubble boost to this soap. It's a really high bubbling oil, and I really like adding just a little bit to my soap recipes, and the palm, coconut, and olive all really lend to a nice hard bar, which is nice in a recipe like this because I am working with a 9 to 10% super fat, which means there's going to be a higher amount of unsaponified oils, and that's because Elizabeth said she has dry skin and she wants me to butter her up. So that is what I'm working with today. I will have more details in the information below. I'm planning on doing a recipe link. That way anyone with at least a little bit of basic soap knowledge could make this soap also. So now, while my lye solution is cooling down and my oils are heating up, I'm going to measure out my super fatting butters. So what you just saw was pumpkin seed butter, and this is horsetail butter. They're both very luxurious, and they sink down into the skin very nicely. They're great moisturizers. I've had great results using both of them. So I'm going to just put them in this little container and then microwave it at short spurts while my oils are heating in a double boiler setup that you saw briefly, and my lye is cooling down. Also, another thing, I didn't get to show you the lye in this video because for some reason, due to a technical difficulty, I just lost the footage. But I am using sodium lactate in this recipe, and sodium lactate is a byproduct of the fermentation of sugar, and it's a natural vegetarian ingredient that just makes your bar a little bit harder. So right now I am getting ready to start the reaction, mixing the lye with the oils. Another thing about this soap recipe is it is water discounted a little bit. Not a huge amount, but a significant amount, so it will speed up the reaction and the trace, and it will become thicker quicker. If you've never worked with a water discount, then I suggest you read up on it a little bit first, and just so that you know what I'm talking about. I'm also going to be attempting to avoid gel, although now that I've made it beforehand, I know that it is going to reach a partial gel, but I was trying to avoid it because citrus oils have a low flash point, and when they get above a certain temperature, they can flash off a little bit. Okay, so now I'm adding the butters. Those are the butters all melted. But the I ended up with a great scent in the end, and all of the it smells just as I expected it to smell based on mixing of the oils. It smells great. I really like this one. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to do colorants. I am using today 2 different colorants in a loosely layered look is what I'm going for. So now I'm separating a smaller amount of soap. Okay, my colorants today. This is Orange Sherbet Lab Color. It's available at Brambleberry, and it does have to be diluted. So it's already been diluted. That's why I showed you 2 different containers. Now, normally I'm not a huge fan of lab colors, but I really like the color. I find personally that lab colors are great if you are making all of the soap the same color, but they do bleed a lot, and I find that their performance in using them with more than one color is not ideal. I usually prefer Micas. But in this recipe I am using lab color, and this is Orange Sherbet. And I'm also using a mica in the other side. The mica I'm using is also from Brambleberry. It's coral mica. Some people call it mica. I call it mica. I don't know. I didn't measure an exact amount. I just eyeballed both of them just to get a color and then to get some contrast to the color. I find that micas, for a dry colorant, they really mix in easily and nicely too, and they're easy to use. The little droppers that you see me using, they have 1 through 3 milliliter markings right on the container, so that will make it easier to measure some of your ingredients like essential oils and other things, sodium lactate and colorants and things like that. You can get them just about anywhere, but I purchased mine at Brambleberry. Okay, so I'm doing fragrance last, or fragrance and essential oil, a scent basically, and I'm just eyeballing it, putting, the proportionate same amount in each side. And the reason why I do my scent last, I try to do it last. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but as a rule of thumb, I do it last before putting it in the soap molds, because sometimes certain scents will cause the soap to thicken up and get really, really thick. And if you haven't incorporated your color fully, then the thickness that the scent lends will prevent you from mixing your colors adequately. But it's thickening right now, and you can see it's thicker as I stir it, but it's thickening because of the water discount. And I'm also using about half hard oils too, and hard oils will thicken up quicker. So here's my soap mold. This is a 2-pound mold, or about 2.5-pound mold, something like that. And I'm just loosely layering it. Left hand, right hand, just pouring it in. You can see the soap is getting considerably thicker now, so I have to bang it down a little bit so that I can fill it some more. It's almost like a funnel pour. Okay, so now I'm just going to use the back of the spoon just to texture the top. I'm making little circles back and forth, going in opposite directions, just to smooth it out. And now I'm going to go around and make little curly cues and go back again. This look always kind of reminds me of like a bay, or a body of water that's not like an ocean with waves, but it has a lot of that movement. So now I am using iridescent glitter. I think it's called white iridescent glitter. It's also from Brambleberry, and I'm just sprinkling it on the top to make things really pretty and nice. I will put all of the ingredients that I used and all of the suppliers I got it from in my information below. I've used a lot of stuff from what's it called? Soaper's Choice, Brambleberry, Camden Gray, and a lot of other suppliers as well, just to mention a few. So here's the bars. They're finished and cut. And the sparkly top. Kind of like layers of friendship. I like this one. And they each have a different and unique look. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope that you enjoyed watching me make soap today. Bye-bye.